Hey everyone, welcome back. We're diving into a topic that always seems to get people talking.
Oh, yeah, definitely.
Human population growth. Is it a good thing or are we
Okay.
headed for trouble?
Yeah, it's a big one.
To help us unpack all this, we've got an AI debate.
Okay.
And let me tell you, these AI avatars, William and Laura, they did not hold back.
Oh, wow.
We're talking some serious back and forth about innovation resource strain. Even pizza delivery speeds got a shout out.
Interesting. Pizza delivery. How'd that come up?
You'll have to wait and see.
Yeah.
But get ready, because it's going to be a wild ride.
Okay, I'm ready.
So first up, William, our AI optimist, he's all about the idea that more people means more brain power,
More brain power.
more innovation, more solutions to like global problems.
Like a giant think tank, kind of?
Exactly. Just
Yeah.
churning out new ideas.
Historically, there's some truth to that, right? I mean, you
Right.
look at times when the population boomed, like the Renaissance, you see all this creativity and invention.
Sense.
More people needs more demand. You got to find new ways of doing things.
He even used this funny example in the debate.
Okay, what is it?
Like, imagine a world with so many brilliant minds that we finally invent a self-cleaning microwave.
Uh-huh. Okay, that's a good one. Self-cleaning microwaves.
Yeah. Maybe a little silly, but you get the point.
No, I get it. It's about that drive to solve problems.
Exactly. Think about cities, how they've evolved.
Okay, yeah.
As more people moved in, we got innovations in transportation architecture, even sanitation.
Wait, all those things came about because we had to figure out how to make it work with more and more people.
But then we have Laura, our AI voice of caution.
Okay, what's her take?
She's worried about unchecked population growth,
Yeah.
putting a strain on resources,
Yeah.
deforestation,
Yeah.
pollution competition for food and water.
Right, the whole picture.
She even compares it to being crammed onto an overcrowded train.
Ooh, that's a vivid image.
Right. Makes you feel it.
It does.
And it's not just some future problem. Either we're already seeing this happening in places facing water shortages, or where affordable housing is a huge issue.
Yeah, those are real struggles.
But William didn't back down easily.
Oh, we bet.
He's like, human ingenuity has always found a way. We've solved big problems before. Why not focus on sustainable growth?
So he's saying we can find solutions.
Yeah, he's putting a lot of faith in human potential.
But can innovation really keep up with a population that keeps growing exponentially? That's the big question.
Right. It's a gamble.
Definitely.
He even said instead of obsessing over limiting growth, we should be finding ways to make that growth sustainable.
Okay, interesting. So a different approach.
Yeah, instead of saying stop growing, he's saying grow smarter.
Yeah. So two very different viewpoints. One, embracing a larger population. The other, urging caution.
And I think both sides make good points.
Yeah, I think so too.
It's clear that finding a middle ground is going to be crucial.
A balance somehow.
Both William and Laura agree on that.
Okay, so they find common ground there.
Yeah, they both highlight the need for an approach that harnesses the benefits of a larger population, but also minimizes the risks.
So not just about the numbers, but how we manage those numbers.
Exactly. It's a conversation about values, priorities, the kind of world we want to leave for future generations.
And that's a conversation worth having.
Absolutely.
It gets to the heart of our relationship with this planet.
And the choices we make as individuals and as a global community.
Choices, yeah. That's what it comes down to in the end, doesn't it?
I think so.
Okay, well, let's dig into some of those choices then. What comes next in this debate?
Let's get into it.
You know, it's interesting. This AI debate, it really reflects, like, the discussions happening in the real world right now.
Totally. You've got those who think tech will solve everything.
Right, the techno-optimists.
And then those who say we need to, like, downsize, simplify, live more sustainably.
Two very different paths.
Yeah, and it's not necessarily an either thing.
Right. History shows us that ingenuity can lead to breakthroughs, but
But unchecked growth can be devastating.
exactly. So it's about finding that balance.
William actually asked, can we balance growth with sustainability?
That's the million-dollar question, isn't it?
It is. What would that even look like?
Well, it's not just about gadgets. It's about values and behaviors changing.
Okay, so like how?
Imagine cities designed for livability, green spaces, walkable neighborhoods, sustainable transportation.
Ooh, that sounds amazing.
Right. Less traffic, cleaner air, more time enjoying life, not stuck in a car.
But how do we even get there? It seems like a huge leap.
It does, but even big changes start with small steps.
Okay, I'm listening.
Think about the circular economy. Have you heard of that?
Yeah, vaguely like reusing things instead of throwing them away.
Exactly. It's about creating closed-loop systems.
So not the traditional take, make, dispose model.
Right. Instead, we're seeing a shift toward resources constantly circulating, regenerating.
Okay, I see. So less waste, more reuse.
Right. Imagine your smartphone, instead of ending up in a landfill, it's designed to be taken apart and its parts are used to make new devices.
That's incredible. So it's not just reducing waste, it's a whole new way of thinking about how we make and use things.
Exactly. And it's happening on a bigger scale, too. Think about renewable energy.
Oh yeah, like solar wind.
Right. As we move away from fossil fuels, we're not just reducing our carbon footprint.
We're also creating a more sustainable energy system.
Exactly, one that's more resilient and equitable, too.
So this is bigger than just a technological fix.
Right. It's about a systemic shift.
And that brings us back to the debate about individual responsibility.
Exactly. What can we do in our daily lives to make a difference?
Sometimes it feels like our individual actions are so small.
I know what you mean, but think about the collective impact of billions of people making more conscious choices.
Okay, yeah, that starts to feel more hopeful.
Right. Even small changes multiplied across the population can have a ripple effect.
Like those trends we're seeing: plant-based diets, renewable energy awareness of fast fashion.
Exactly. Those are all driven by individual choices that are starting to make a real impact globally.
It's like we're reaching a tipping point where sustainability is going mainstream.
And that's where I think human ingenuity really comes in.
I agree. When we decide something is important, we can achieve amazing things.
We've seen it with technology, social movements, even global pandemics.
So going back to the AI debate,
Yeah,
both William and Laura had valid points.
they did.
We need to be mindful of the challenges of population growth, but we shouldn't underestimate human innovation either.
It's about finding that balance, isn't it?
I think so. A future where progress and sustainability go hand in hand.
What do you think?
This whole conversation has been eye-opening for me. It's not just about the numbers. It's about the world we want to live in and the legacy we want to leave behind. It feels like this all comes down to one question. What kind of future are we trying to build?
Right, like, do we just want economic growth and cool gadgets? Or is it about human well-being and a healthy planet?
It feels like we're at a crossroads.
Yeah, the path we choose now, it matters for generations to come.
And it's not just a philosophical question.
No, it's a practical one, too. The choices we make today shape what that future will look like.
Totally. Like every decision, the food we eat, how we get around it all has an impact.
And when you multiply that by billions of people, it's clear our choices have a huge impact on the planet.
It's like we're holding this giant steering wheel.
Uh-huh. I like that image.
And the direction we turn, well, it sets our course for the future.
It's exciting and kind of scary at the same time, right?
Definitely. So how do we navigate all this?
It's tricky. For sure, there's no easy answer.
Right.
But maybe this tension between growth and sustainability, it's what pushes us to be more innovative.
So instead of seeing it as a roadblock, we see it as a challenge.
Exactly. Like they say, constraints breed creativity.
When we have to work within limits.
That's when the best ideas come out.
Like architects designing buildings that are both beautiful and energy efficient.
Right. Or engineers coming up with new transportation systems that reduce traffic and pollution.
They're finding ways to make progress while still being mindful of the planet.
Exactly. That's how we can use human ingenuity to tackle these big challenges.
So maybe instead of seeing population growth as a problem, we see it as a chance to rethink how we live, how we work, how we interact with our environment.
I love that. Shifting from a scarcity mindset to an abundance mindset.
Believing we can create a future where both human needs A and E, the planet's limits, are respected.
A future where technology helps us be more sustainable, where waste is seen as a resource, and where economic growth doesn't mean harming the environment.
That's a powerful vision.
It is.
Right.
But it takes more than just technology.
What else?
We need to change our values, our behaviors, our policies. We got to think long term.
Put future generations first.
And remember that we're all connected to each other and to this planet.
So as we wrap up this deep dive into population growth, I'm left feeling both challenged and hopeful.
Yeah, me too.
It's a topic that makes us ask some big questions about our place in the world.
It does.
What are your final thoughts for our listeners?
Keep thinking about this. Ask yourself, what role can you play in creating a future where progress and sustainability go hand in hand? What choices can you make? What conversations can you start? What solutions can you imagine?
Every action matters.
It really does.
It's not just about listening to this deep dive. It's about turning these ideas into action. The future is ours to create, and it starts with the choices we make today. Thanks for joining us on this journey.